Welcome to the Purposed Audacity podcast, where we aim to nurture, amplify voices, and inspire our community to stand boldly in their Christian identity. Join Brian and Charmian Marie weekly as they have riveting discussions surrounding healing, restoration, and purpose. This is Purposed Audacity, powered by PAJE Magazine.
I think also what I would definitely want to add is that we cannot leave out again, and this is the child of God part,
right.
This is the Christian part. This is not that you definitely have to put in it. That when it comes down to pricing and even overall financing in your business, trust the Lord.
Give thanks.
Trust the Lord. Seek the wisdom of the Lord. Because sometimes it's easy to get the money and be like, yay, and then spend it on something else that's not the business or that's not gonna help the business and stuff. And especially if you're just starting out, really and truly, everything 95
or
100%. If less than that, maybe 95, but 100% really should just be back into the business, reinvesting in the business, getting equipment or stuff that you're gonna need,
or
further learning that you need. That's a big part too. Yeah. Further learning that you're gonna need, because maybe you need a coach, or maybe you need to buy a course, or maybe you need to get more stuff. It really and truly should be just going back into the business to help, so that by the time you start to raise your prices or what have you, now you can see yourself properly making a profit, because you've started to run the engine to the point where the engine can run by itself.
Right.
And so trust me, that takes wisdom.
Right.
That takes you trusting the Lord. That takes you saying, Lord, open doors, please, where it needs to be open. Set me up with the right network. How can I when should I serve people? When should this be a monetary transaction versus like, oh, I just want to serve you, I just want to help you, I just want to help you through this part of this process. If you want to, buy one of my products or buy this after that, then fine. But at the end of the day, you want to serve your customers. You want to serve the people that are paying, the people or businesses that are paying you money, and you want to be wise about how you use that.
I'm happy that you mentioned the finances for the business and the serving, because I want to talk about that interesting stage in being a Christian business owner, or just a general business owner as well, where you are trying to serve to the best of your ability, and represent God, with excellence in your business and stuff like that. But then you're getting overworked and burnt out because you are trying to almost hoard all of these clients and stuff because you want to improve your finances.
Yeah.
But then you realize soon, like when you just can't wake up, or when you just starting to actually despise your business, that actually hiring a team or outsourcing might be a good thing or an important thing to do. And so even the idea of finances in that time becomes even more important, because at that point too, you need to start not only paying yourself but paying for others. Like funny enough, I recently expanded my team, and it has been a very interesting journey of expansion where we're building up a system and really working on doing just some great work, especially for the kingdom, and also just making an impact in the lives of others and stuff. However, one thing I found is that as soon as I said yes to God, as soon as I said, all right, God, you give me the release, let me go forth and go ahead and hire a team and stuff like that. Literally the business finances started expanding as well. However, there are a lot of other things that come with that. There are a lot of other interesting vistas or new vistas that you step into in terms of negotiating higher prices and things like that. And so even in terms of those negotiations and and interesting client interactions with these higher pricings and stuff like that,
Yeah.
you learn that more and more you have to hold on to your salvation. And then at the bottom line too, you have to trust God even more with the finances for your business, because now you are responsible for an entire team or for a person who you're outsourcing to.
Yeah.
And so it's really interesting moving from the place of fine, making the decision to start, then getting over imposter syndrome generally or whatever, to then expanding so that you can make more of an impact and really represent yourself and God to the fullest, you know? So I find that as a Christian business owner, more and more as you get deeper, you have to trust God more. Like,
and your character, especially as a Christian, will be shown in this, because you're not just hiring a team or outsourcing persons. You are becoming a leader.
Right.
You are becoming somebody that they look to for direction.
Right.
For how do I do this, or how do I do that, or what do you want from this, what do you want from that, what do you desire, what does the client desire from this, what the client desires from that, and learning to treat that person with the best of your ability as you possibly can, while leaning on the Lord to for Him to teach you how to do it. Because especially if you know yourself, and sometimes that's one of the things that being a business owner does, allows you to know yourself. Are you a people person? Are you somebody who has always been in leadership? Have you ever wanted to be in management? Well, how should you get into management? And these are the things that you're gonna have to really look at, to know if can I do it this, to know which way you want to go with it. Or because there are many ways to, either you want to lead a team or you just want to outsource, but either way you choose, you're gonna have to know how best you can work with it, because honestly, it will take something out of it. It will take some character building, some character changing. It's gonna take patience. It's gonna take grace. It's gonna take a lot, And so
before you continue, I'm happy that you mentioned the patience. I'm happy that you mentioned all of those things. Okay. Sorry, because our reality is that the idea of patience and the idea of character building and stuff like that, I feel like it's something that we don't take as seriously as we need to.
As entrepreneurs?
And as Christian business owners, especially.
Because I feel like, let me tell you, in every journey, on every journey, at every step of the way, being a Christian, the Lord is always growing us in different situations. It's one thing to be able to worship the Lord and read your Bible, but the truth is, a lot of what we will read in the Bible and a lot of what we want to stand by will not come out unless applied. Literally, it will not come out unless applied. And so therefore, as a business owner, trust me, the word of God is going to apply to your life. Because where it talks about patience and long suffering, it's gonna apply to your business. And how steadfast are you? How trusting in God are you? Trust in God when it comes down to your business, yeah man, you're gonna learn that real quick. Seeing God open doors that you wouldn't even know. Trust me. I've heard stories of how doors were open literally from one client to the other, or how this person just pop up in. My wife has story of this person just pop up in the DMs and whatever, I just like that, or she reached out to somebody and said, hey, I see that you do this, you could try whatever, and then they be like, oh wow, hey, what do you do? And getting into that. It will take that type of character building, and it will show you some of the stuff that are in you that if it wasn't fixed or it wasn't the greatest for to be a business owner, it's gonna become great. Right. It's gonna become something that you're gonna have to be realize and then be like, no man, this can't stay the same way. I have to do something about this. Lord, please do something about this.
I'm happy that you went there. Because even in the matter of just rallying back a little bit, even in the matter of hiring a team and the character traits and what that is, what that incorporates and stuff like that, it's important for you to recognize too, especially if you decide to go the route of hiring a team, you have the unique opportunity to instill a culture for your business.
Yeah.
You have the opportunity to instill certain standards for your business and so. So for me, like even in the past week, funny enough, we had a kickoff meeting the other day. We have that the first Monday of every month and stuff. And I instituted, devotions, before the meeting, and also for every Wednesday we have like a midweek pep up, where we're reminded of just God's grace and stuff like that, to just help with not only bonding as a team, but also to help with us remembering that Christ is the center of the business and Christ is the center of our lives and stuff. And so it's beautiful to see it play out, in the midst of everything that's going on in life and stuff. And so even in terms of the idea of building yourself, remember you are also building others. And then even in terms of building others, you're also supposed to remember that you're building the life or adding to the life of your clients as well, but even in the matter of adding to clients and also adding to persons who work with you, remember too that there are some connections that do not survive multiple seasons. There are some connections that do not survive some tests of time and stuff like that for multiple reasons. And so even that I've been through where I've one team member, they were just a deliberate a parting of ways, if you will. And you never expect that fully, as a business owner and stuff. And then in terms of, clients, I've had a lot of interesting things happen since 2022, especially, where, there were some unexpected shifts and stuff like that. So I'm saying that to say that, like as much as we are putting out as Christians and as much as we are making sure that we're trying to, build character and make an impact in other people's lives and stuff, also remember to be guided by God and not try to force certain relationships or not try to force certain things or shifts when they are not meant for your next season. Yeah. Because when you do that, that is when you start moving on to some very wobbly ground. And yeah.
When you say God is guide, God is
literally.
Guide. We have the advantage. I don't know if we understand as Christians, we have the advantage of He who sees far more than we do, knows far and greater more than we do, who knows every connection and network that can set up the business or the business He's given to us or the gifts that He's given to us to use for our business. He knows the best moves, the best ways. So why not tap into that? Why not tap into Him? And sometimes it may feel like what He will say to us or what He will show us in the Word. Devotion is very important because it keeps you in that connection. It keeps us reminded that He is our source. No matter resource that the business gives, He is the source of all things that we have. Right. And so devotions and prayer keeps us in line, and sometimes he may give us an answer through the word or through prayer that we may not like, but if I do that, this don't make sense in the industry I'm in. This don't make sense to do in the way that you're saying it. Even if it don't feel the greatest way, trust in Him, trust in His ways, trust in what He's saying, because at the end of the day, it makes sense. He's always right. God is always right. No matter what, no matter how we feel, no matter how He's always right because it always makes sense in the long run. And so, in that, I also definitely say, trust God in the interactions you have from business to business. Right. You will meet on different people, you will network with different people, you will get in touch or be in rooms with different people that you will have to stand not only as a business owner but also as a Christian. The two will come into play at some point in time. And I don't think either brings down the other. And I feel like anywhere you may feel that or see that, trust me, there there are people who can definitely tell you that the one shouldn't bring down the other. Like, it should complement. The fact that I am a male and Charmaine is a female is not something to bring down the other. The fact that I am her husband and she's my wife, it's not something that should bring down one another. The fact that she has certain skills that I don't have, or vice versa, it should be something that could complement each other. And it's the same with being a Christian in business. Having a business mind as well as being a Christian should be something that complements each other, because you bring something different to the table. You bring something new, possibly new to the table than what possibly is happening in the industry in itself.
Right.
A lot of business Christians are afraid to get into certain industries because it's like, oh boy. And I mean, I can understand why it's like, yo, yeah man, definitely not get into that. But they're afraid because they feel like, oh boy, if they start doing this, they're going to be
have to compromise.
I'm going to have to compromise, I'm going to do this, I'm going to that. But trust me, if you trust the Lord and He's leading you into a certain industry or to do a certain business or skill or whatever, if He's the one that's leading you, trust Him.
Right.
And even if you have doubts in yourself, again, trust Him, trust His heart, because whatever He's leading you into is something that will, at the end of the day, will make sense, right?
So I'm happy that you mentioned that and stuff, because I want to make sure that we are also including freelancers and musicians. Because a reality is that people are not remembering that. So we can talk about, me having the online business and, that being a registered company and all of these things, and Stripe Media and all these things. But a lot of freelancers are not seen as business owners. A lot of musicians are not seen as business owners. And especially in the kingdom, especially the musicians who go around and actually play like the keyboard for church and all of these things, they're just seen as, let's give to the ministry and kind of a thing, when a reality is that these people are using their talents and their skills for profit. And so, why are we not willing to treat them as a business? Why are we not willing to respect them in that specific way? Now, granted, again, I'm not going to be speaking, all churches do this and stuff, but I'm also trying to say, especially if you are a musician, if you are a freelancer, you are a business owner technically, and so treat yourself accordingly. Brand yourself accordingly. Improve yourself accordingly. Invest in yourself accordingly, so that you can improve, so that you can battle imposter syndrome if you feel it too, that kind of a thing, so that you remember that especially as a Christian freelancer and as a Christian musician and stuff, I realize, because you're not necessarily quote unquote tied to one specific brand or one specific company, but you are trying to serve multiple entities and stuff. There are so many situations that you step into. There's so many personalities that you interact with. There's just so much dynamism around that, and so especially standing as a Christian freelancer and standing as a Christian musician, or any talent that you give, as a Christian and stuff, it's important to still have your own type of self-respect as a Christian and as a business owner, so that you can move forward with profit and you can move forward with wisdom and stuff like that. And of course, God is the one who grounds you, God is the one who guides you and stuff, so that you can truly represent yourself. And and again, on the flip side, companies that hire freelancers, companies or churches or organizations who hire musicians, and especially if you call yourself a Christian-oriented organization, make sure that you're treating these persons with respect. Make sure that you're treating these persons in a way that actually makes sense and allows them to stand in their dignity and allows them to make the type of profit that they are desiring. You get me? So
for real, I totally agree with you. Let me tell you, Jay-Z says, I'm not a businessman, I'm a business man. And I think the understanding of it is like, you have to see yourself as a business. Even if you are a freelancer, even if you are you're the product, you have to be the best product that they should ever see. You have to bring yourself, because the truth is nobody else will really see it for you, and they will treat you as such. When we talk about the different churches or even businesses, especially some churches, I will say Christian people will stop with this thing, say we get free and discount. Stop it, especially because we are Christian. We need to live too. We live in this world too, and we trust the Lord. We do, and we know He shall honor. It shall honor us if we serve You when we do. But at the same time, there are a lot of things that do cost, and not everything can be done free. Not everything can be done of just, let's just do it. Not everything can be done like that. There are costs to some of the things, and people took time to learn and to be skilled at what they do. And then my thing is also to it's always unfortunate. They would want it free. Some persons would want it free. Churches also, they want it free, and then when they get it free, they're not the way how the person is treated, the way how the freelancer is treated, the way how it's like, come on, the person decided to give you their talent and time for free to do this thing when they could
honor them
and honor them, at least honor them. If they said send this on time, send this on time. If they said they need certain schedules or whatever, let them know, and if you tell them to do this, don't give them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other things to do when they're not on site. And that's a lot of things I know a lot of creators run up into, creatives run into where when especially when you're just starting out, they ask you to do one thing, but you reach on site and you're doing multiple things. You just become creative director, you just become sound engineer, personal assistant, everything, and you were just tasked to do this one thing.
Right. And you had a heart to say, let me give a discount in the midst of it.
Hey, guys, no, I don't appreciate. One, I don't appreciate that, and I don't appreciate church that think everything should be free and stuff. No, some things are necessarily paid, because honestly, if it was when I see how a lot of times some churches deal with secular persons,
they respect the standard.
They respect the standard. And I'm like, what's the difference? Why would you not want, you are willing to pay this person thousands, but you're not willing to pay this person thousands because they're a Christian? It's how they put themselves. It's how the business put themselves. It's how the person put themselves, put their brand, whatever it is. It's how they put themselves. That's a big part of it. You see me? At the end of the day. So it's your business. You're a business. So treat yourself as such and make sure that they know that there is a standard for your business.
And therefore do not allow yourself to be manipulated. Yeah. And on the flip side, let's try and minimize or eradicate the low key but high key manipulation as well of these freelancers and creators.
And so you see, over there, we're pretty much there right now. That gets into pretty much how clients treat how clients treat Christian owners, right, and how Christian business owners, right, and how Christian business owners treat clients.
Yep.
Trust me, it's sometimes it's a back and forth thing.
Right.
I feel like for the Christian business owner, integrity is key.
Right.
Discipline is key.
Right.
As I've stated before, you are gonna learn some things. You are gonna have to learn to be patient and learn to be wise and learn, and the Lord will have to teach you. Or maybe it can be and you see, I'm so glad that when you read the word, you see different characters.
Yeah.
Because maybe it can be a situation like a Moses.
Right.
Moses didn't know how to speak well, or didn't know how to deal with certain things. So the Lord provided him with Aaron. And sometimes that's how the thing may work out, where the Lord provides you with help. Right. To be that front person and deal with those different things, so that you can work on the business, or you can work on the skill, or you can work on something else. Sometimes it may have to be that. Right. But in regards to how, as a business owner, you treat your client, you're serving them.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, you serve them.
Exactly. Well, guys, with that said, it was, yeah, I know that we spoke about a lot in terms of navigating as a Christian business owner, and that is because the topic is that heavy, you know. It's important for us to not trivialize just how much Christian business owners go through,
Yeah.
how much Christian freelancers and musicians go through, and all these things. And it's also important for us to stand more empowered as Christian business owners, as Christian freelancers, as Christian musicians, and recognize just the power that we have in our hands and just how much we can represent God with excellence and ourselves with excellence. You know, and just the importance of pushing forward in the midst of just what is going on in this world and what is even going on internally. You get me? So with that said, I mean,
I just want to add just like my last bit is just like, yo, encourage one another.
Yep.
As best as possible, be there for one another. If you are a friend, to someone who you know is a Christian and a business owner, pray for them.
Yeah.
See how see how you can help them. See how you can share their content or share their services for somebody who needs it. Be there.
Yeah.
And I definitely add that at the end of the day, trust the Lord in the process. Trust the Lord in the process. I leave this instruction for those who are Christian business owners. We'd love to see your comments. Want to see if we tapped on anything that you're going through or you have to deal with or you haven't dealt with and you want to know more. For persons who are not Christian business owners, but you want to get into your own business, you want to start something, you're not too sure. Comment as well. We want to hear from you. Maybe you never know. We could see how we could actually assist or help you or reach out on the page and reach out on the website.
We'll just some links below specifically for this episode.
So definitely leave comments down below. Tap into the website, tap into the resources that we share here, and may God be your guide.
Legit. Take care, guys.
All right. Thanks for watching the episode of Purpose Audacity, guys.
We really appreciate your support and we want to encourage you to keep watching.
Alright, so remember to like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you comment down below, alright?
Yeah, we really appreciate it. It helps us to build this community, expand this community, and above all of that, make an impact for the kingdom.
That's right.